David Menzies for Rebel News here at Toronto Pearson International Airport. And unfortunately, folks, guess what? We have yet another Islamist bozo eruption on the line. This is somebody who professes hatred towards Jews and others, as well as glorifying the terrorists who massacre them. His name is Sami Aluba. He is a station attendant with Air Canada, and I've been tipped off that Aluba unloads baggage from inbound and outbound aircraft as well. He performs general aircraft maintenance. This is a little problematic given the vile hatred he espouses on social media, I should think. I'll give you a few examples. He is a supporter of the designated terrorist group Hezbollah, as well as Hamas. As well, he praises Yahya Sinwar, the terrorist mastermind who was responsible for the October 7th, 2023 massacre in Israel. And by the way, it isn't just Israelis and Jews Aluba hates. He has also expressed interest in seeing Iranians and anti-Hamas Palestinians murdered. Wow, I guess he's an equal opportunity hater, isn't he? Now, given the sensitivity of his duties here at Pearson, I have reached out to the Media Relations Department of both Air Canada and the Greater Toronto Airport Authority. And I have some questions on my mind. First of all, how is someone who is so radicalized and potentially dangerous as Aluba employed by an airline in the first place? Indeed, how can Air Canada and the GTAA guarantee the safety of their passengers given that Aluba can gain access to their luggage? And there are also photos online, folks, of Aluba donning a Palestinian combat vest. I want to know, does Aluba wear that attire while he's employed doing his duties at the airport? And finally, I want to know if Air Canada and the Greater Toronto Airport Authority do clearance checks. Do they look into the background of people who might be working at the airport with very sensitive jobs from a public safety angle? Now, like I said, I reached out to Air Canada and the Greater Toronto Airport Authority, and well, yet again, folks, an entire media relations team that fails to relate to the media. And given the potential for things to go sideways, I think this is outrageous and egregious. But as fate would have it, the Peel Regional Police Service actually has a station here at Pearson. It's just down the aisle here. My cameraman Pacholo and I, we're going to take a stroll down, and I'm going to see if the police can help. I'm going to see if they can take my information, because otherwise I don't think I could live with myself if I knew about the potential for disaster and did nothing other than reach out to useless media relations department. So let's take a stroll. Let's see what the cops can do about this situation. Hi. Very good, officer. How about yourself? I'm here doing a story. It's somebody who works for Air Canada by the name of Sami Aluba. He's a station attendant. We have tracked down incredibly vile social media postings, death to the usual suspects and glorifying terrorists. I've reached out to Air Canada and the Greater Toronto Airport Authority. They haven't returned my calls. And the problem is he has access to aircraft and luggage. And I just think this is a huge red flag. And I thought maybe since you guys, the Peel Police, have a station here, maybe I can leave you this name and you can follow up on it, because it's very concerning. You'll recall the Air India bombing, our worst act of terrorism in 1985. That's how it happened. People had access to the luggage, extremists put bombs on the plane, blew up over the Atlantic. So because I'm not getting anywhere with Air Canada and the GTTA, I thought Well, here's a police station right at the airport. Bingo.
Yeah, sure. When's the timeline on this stuff?
Do you know what?
Is this
I
the
could.
last couple of days, or is this like over a couple
Oh
of weeks?
no, this has been. It's sources that have tipped me off about this. This is several weeks.
Okay.
And
So it's not
just because of the
information of
public
something
safety element here,
Sure.
that's what the worry is, right?
100%.
Okay.
The information here you can leave with us. You could also then
Sure.
try to. I'm not sure if it'd be beneficial to, because it would go beyond sort of our scope of what we do here. It'd be like through into our criminal investigation bureau or other avenues to
Okay.
follow up with.
Okay.
Our primary response here is the safety of the airport, which this obviously falls under.
I think so.
Or would, I would think. If nothing else gets looked into, and then
Right.
we all feel better that we're not concerned with it.
Okay,
right?
then.
If that's the case, or we are concerned with it, we follow.
Right.
all that.
Okay. No, and I really appreciate this, officer. And
We can take that information for sure.
okay.
Ben?
I do, sir.
Okay. So it's just a general report form, so it collects
Okay.
the information. Of what you follow up with.
Okay then.
So today's date and time, you're filling out the form.
Okay.
Leave the shaded part blank.
Okay.
Where and when this incident happened. So this is not necessarily an event that occurred at one place, one time. It's just a collection of evidence. So whenever you first were made aware of it,
Okay.
you fill it, you can leave the second part blank because it's sort of ongoing.
It's ongoing.
Right.
That is correct.
So
Yes.
location, Pearson Airport. So,
Okay.
Right?
Thank you, officer.
So, 4:15. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
problem.
Officer McLean, thank you so much. No relation to Ron McLean, right?
No.
Okay.
The CDC.
That's good.
No.
All right, then. You take care, sir. Bye-bye. Well, you know, folks, I really like that cop. He did give me the time of day. He did take my information down. We'll see in the days ahead if it leads to any kind of investigation, especially since it appears that Air Canada and the Greater Toronto Airport Authority don't give the proverbial rodents rectum. And in the final analysis, having a potential radical gain access to luggage, it is a very dangerous thing, and this is not conjecture, folks. Do you recall the worst act of terrorism initialized in Canada way back on June 23rd, 1985? That was when the Air India Flight 182 flew out of this very airport right here, Pearson International. The flight never made it to its final destination, Delhi. It blew up over the Atlantic Ocean, and the reason, well, Sikh terrorists were able to get bombs embedded on the luggage of that aircraft, and all 329 people aboard died. That number includes 268 Canadian citizens. So, have we learned anything from the Air India bombing about public safety being paramount? That we must take every precaution not to allow a gross tragedy like that to occur again. Apparently, as I said earlier, Air Canada, Greater Toronto Airport Authority, I think they should be on this, as in yesterday. They don't care. They're shrugging their shoulders. We'll see if the Peel Police come forward. In the meantime, stay tuned for an update. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story, but the fact is we can't do it without your help. Unlike the trained SEALs in the mainstream media, we do not get a single nickel of Mark Carney's journalism slush fund. Here's where you come in. Can you do me a favor? Can you go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.